Hi, this is Robert Kiyosaki, and you're listening to Capital Hacking. This is the most important thing you can listen to today.
Hello, this is Josh McCown from Renault Winery Resort, and we have a very important announcement from Matt Sorensen about Learn and Grow, August 24th. Take it away, Matt.
I'm Matt Sorensen from Directed IRA. I'm excited to be the keynote speaker at the Learn and Grow event for Accountable Equity on August 23rd and 24th. Got to book your tickets and get registered. I'm excited to be there and to meet you in person.
Here's the one.
I have a dream.
With great power comes great responsibility.
I can do this all day.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
They may take our life, but they'll never take our freedom.
Cinderella story out of nowhere.
It's in the hole. That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Capital Hacking begins in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my name is Josh McCown. Welcome to Capital Hacking, and welcome to Mindset Monday. You know, the mind and the power of the human capital is something we go through and journey with each entrepreneur we talk to each week. And in episode 308, we met Kevin Taylor, the gentleman who was a banker, an entrepreneur for 30 years, built a bank, and now is an elite EOS implementer. Today begins his journey as a teacher, where he's going to pull out the kernels, the gold, the nuggets, and share them with you and I on how we can make some powerful choices today to change our trajectory of the rest of our lives. So let us know how you like it. Check out episode 308 and find out more about Kevin and dig in deep. Let's go.
Welcome to the Capital Hacking Podcast. I'm your host for today, Kevin Taylor. When we talk about capital, there's different forms of capital. I tend to talk about mental capital. And so mental capital is your mindset and the psychology behind things. I tend to get my information through other podcasts I listen to, books that I read. Occasionally, I'll grab something off a documentary. And in today's episode, I want to talk to you about a book that I've mentioned several times, or at least a concept I've mentioned several times in previous podcasts called Vivid Vision. So I first heard about the concept of a vivid vision on another podcast about 3 years ago. And the person hosting this podcast said the one thing that got him to where he is today was sitting down and taking the time to write his vivid vision. This guy today is worth over $100 million. So I decided I would go buy the book. I read the book, took all the notes, all that's great stuff, but that's where I stopped. And like most things in life, we know what to do, we know what we should be doing, but we don't take action to do that. So let's fast forward to September 2022. I was on a guy's trip in Croatia, and I had a friend of mine read me his vivid vision. This same friend was recently interviewed on a GoBundance 7 to 8 series. And so the 7 to 8 series we have inside our GoBundance group is how individuals went from a 7-figure net worth to an 8-figure net worth. And so listening to the interview, I realized that most of the things on his vivid vision had already come true, and they came true ahead of schedule. Then I came across the podcast I'm going to share with you today with Brian Lubens and Cameron Herold, the author of Vivid Vision. So Brian shares a little of his vivid vision, which I'll share in just a bit. And then, but I also started hearing others talk about their vivid vision and how powerful it was. So I finally sat down in October of 2023 and wrote my vivid vision. So before I give examples of what a vivid vision is, I should explain what it is. And so Cameron Herold, again, the author of Vivid Vision, is a serial entrepreneur, and he was the COO extraordinaire as well. He's built and scaled multiple companies, including 1-800-GOT-JUNK. He scaled that from a $2 million business to $106 million in 6 years. He has an amazing story and network of contacts, people like Tim Ferriss, Gino Wickman, and Elon Musk, just to name a few. His mission and BHAG in life is to replace vision boards with a vivid vision. So the best way for me to explain what a vivid vision is through an exercise. So here's what I want you to do. So right now, I want you to imagine something that you want but don't have. It could be your dream house. It could be a car you've loved your whole life. It could be a bike, a piece of furniture, or even a relationship. Now pretend that you have it. So let's just say it's a car. Imagine yourself inside of it, using it, touching it. What stands out? What are you noticing? Describe what it looks like and how it feels. Describe the features, the lighting, the flow, the energy, the feel of it. That's a pretty clear vision, isn't it? And that's what a vivid vision is, but you're writing about it 3 years out, but writing it in the present tense like it's happening right now. In last week's episode 344 with Mary Morrissey, I told a story on how she beat terminal kidney disease by picturing her future free of the disease. So what she said is when you write your vision, you have to do it at least 3 years out. If you do it 1 year out, your subconscious knows what you can do in a year, and it will just create a more constrictive version of your vision. So this is also what Cameron says. When he's writing a 3-year vision, he says write at least 3 years out and write it in the present tense. And so I promised you some examples earlier. So here's an example from Brian Lubens' vivid vision, and he's the host of the podcast that I'm sharing. So he writes, he said, first he sets the scene. This was written March 7th, 2021. He says, the date is July 2024. I wake up to the sun shining through the ocean door. I can hear the waves crashing against our infinity pool in the background. The cobblestone floors feel warm from the Greek sun. I roll out of bed, go pour myself a cup of coffee from the kitchen. I take a sip from my coffee, sit down to do my routine facing the ocean. I love being out on our patio at the Airbnb. My life is so full of gratitude that I can easily pull scenes of happiness at any time to refocus and rebalance my state. I take a deep breath, and I can feel the energy of our environment soaking into me. Today's agenda is to walk around the islands. We're planning to go to visit a new one in a few hours. I only have a few calls scheduled for late afternoon U.S. time, so the morning is ours. We're staying here for a month before heading up to Europe. After this trip, we'll be parking in Brazil for a bit with our family before heading back to our home in America. So spoiler alert is Brian accomplished all of these things on July 7th, 2022. It was 2 years ahead of schedule. This is just one example. And so I sat down, started writing mine, and I'm going to be vulnerable with you here today. So I'm going to share a little bit about my vivid vision, and goes like this. So here's a part of my vivid vision that I wrote October of 2023. So I say the date is October 23rd, 2026. I'm 49 years young. I'm full of energy and have never felt better. I enjoy my morning quiet time journaling my thoughts after my meditation. I've been able to dial in on my diet and workout routine and look forward to it every day. I continue to stay physically fit and active 6 days a week. I also have to remind myself to take it easy at least 1 day a week. I love the way I feel and look, and I'm full of confidence in every aspect of life. I'm hovering around 10% body fat, give or take a percent, and I've done a great job setting the example for my family on how to live a healthy life. It gives me great joy to see my wife and kids living this way because they choose to. I love this time of year in the Texas summer because the heat is past us and the mornings are cool and the nights are peaceful. Our family enjoys nightly dinners on our back patio as we reflect on the day and discuss good deeds we did for other people. It is one of our daily highlights as we work towards our family 10-year goal of 14,000 random acts of kindness. We call them RACs, R-I-K, by 2033 in 40 different countries. We are 3 years into our goal and have tracked 5,000 RACs in 15 different countries, so we're ahead of schedule. Nancy and I enjoy our evening walks this time of year. We try to do this at least 3 times a week. It takes us about 20 minutes to do the 1 mile walk around the block with our German Shepherd. Sometimes they're just peaceful, quiet walks as we breathe in the fresh air and enjoy the time together. Other times our dinner conversation carries over as we discuss the day and the week and how it's going with upcoming vacation or plans. If we're lucky, the kids even join us. I have a love for reading and self-development in business books, as it is my lifelong goal to practice the Japanese principle of Kaizen by continuing to improve my life in small increments every day. As this is something I love to do, I decided to start a YouTube channel 3 years ago focused on self-development. I spend time each day summarizing a podcast or a book and hitting the highlights of what spoke to me. I do a short video in my car or office, recording the summary and then post it on YouTube. This started as something just to hold me accountable and make it easy for me to share with friends and clients, but has grown to more than I've ever imagined. I now have over 100,000 subscribers and 50,000 views each month through all my channels and videos. It's helped me get closer to my personal goal of changing over 1 million lives through personal development. I've gotten into the habit of planning each day, every day, the night before, and look forward to reflecting on the current day every night.
Hi, this is Melanie McCallan. Josh and I are just so grateful for the many investors who have already joined us at Accountable Equity. Accountable Equity is so much more than a capital group. It's really a community of accredited investors that want to learn and grow together. I just want to personally invite you, if you want to find out more about this type of investment and see if it's right for you and your family, please visit us at accountableequity.com. You can fill out the contact form. We'll get right back to you and see if this is a great fit for you and your family. We'd love to meet you. We look forward to learning about you. Please visit us at accountableequity.com.
Hey, this is Matt Sorensen, author of the Self-Directed IRA Handbook, CEO at Directed IRA. You're listening to the best podcast, The Capital Hacking.
Professionally, I have graduated from a professional EOS implementer and am now a certified EOS implementer. I achieved this status about a year ago and am loving it. It's fun to look back 3 years ago when I started my EOS implementer journey. The things I was nervous about seem so silly now. I'd literally get up every day, pumped to go to work with entrepreneurial companies and show them how to live the life they've dreamed of by implementing this system inside their company. I have a hard time only accepting 20 clients to work with at this time, as the demand is definitely there. However, work-life balance is so important to me that I follow this discipline since both of our kids are in high school and my time with them these next 2 years is limited. And then I go into more detail on stuff that I'm not going to share. I go into detail of what my kids are doing, their ages, what they're into. I also discuss what my wife is doing professionally and what we've done with our land out in East Texas. I talk about our investments and the current value, as well as how we're being proactive and hosting gatherings with our friends. I'll end it with the last thing I'll talk about in my vivid vision, which is the genuine contribution, which is something I've struggled with in the past, but I'm going to share it on here also to hold me accountable for it as well. So here it goes. Genuine contribution has been an area we continue to improve on every year. 4 years ago, I was motivated to set up a separate account, which was a giving account, where I have 10% of my income automatically deposited. As a family, we discuss how to give that money away. A large portion of it goes to our church, mainly directed towards the youth program that both kids go to weekly. The other is given to nonprofits that we support or our friends support. I love doing random donations to friends on Facebook who support a nonprofit for their birthday. We also love doing an annual international trip to support a nonprofit. 3 years ago, our family went to Guatemala and sponsored 2 girls through the Cooperative for Education program that we learned about through GoBundance. We continue to repeat this trip every year, and it's fun to visit the girls we sponsor. They are now juniors in high school and will be graduating next year. It feels good to know that we made this possible for them, and even better that our kids got to witness the impact that we had as a family. We also continue to sponsor 3 kids from Compassion International and have had the opportunity to visit one of our sponsor kids in their home country. The goal is to visit the other 2 within the next 3 years. So that's my vivid vision, give you a little example of what it is. If all of this sounds like something that you're interested in, I challenge you to start on your vivid vision. And so here's the 5-step process on how to create yours. So step 1 is just to go somewhere that inspires you. You can rent a cabin somewhere in the mountains, or you can just go to like a coffee shop or a park, just somewhere peaceful, somewhere that inspires you. Step 2 is just to do a brain dump. Brain dump all the different things that you want out of life, and then just create sections around them and then expand them as you go. Step 3 is to write it all in the present tense, as if you're living it now. That's very important. Write it in the present tense as you're living it now, because you're going to need to visualize it as you're reading it. And then step 4 is to sleep on it, wake up, revise the draft 1 to 3 times. Now I would say you can just use ChatGPT and then ask it to write your notes in Cameron Herold's Vivid Vision format. I have not tried that, but I've heard of people that have, and it's made it a lot easier. And then step 5 is just to share it with the world. That's what I'm doing right now too, is sharing part of my vivid vision with you. There's also kind of a step 4.5 if you want to go full out on that, is hiring a copywriter such as Fiverr to polish it and make it pop. That's something that you can do if you'd like. So that's all I have for you this week. If you like what you heard, come back next week for more mental capital around mindset and psychology. If you love what you heard today, give us a 5-star rating and review. Would love to hear from you. And until next time, ask yourself, what can you do to create a better mindset and add value to the world around you? I love this time of year as the summer heat is past us and the mornings are cool and the nights are peaceful. Our family enjoys nightly dinners on our back patio as we reflect on the day and discuss the good deeds we did for other people. It's one of our daily highlights as we work towards our family 10-year goal of 14,000 random acts of kindness, RAKs, by 2033 in 40 different countries. We are 3 years into this goal and have tracked 5,000 racks in 15 different countries, so we're ahead of schedule. Damn!
damn straight. We just got
buddy.
We got to the end of another great show. And everyone listening right now, you're the family and friends. Thanks for staying till the end.
That was so fun. And hey, hit the like, hit subscribe. We're here to serve you guys. That's why we're doing this show. Josh is not paying me. I'm doing this off of my quote unquote sweat equity because we want to make a difference in your life. And then that ripple effect will continue to touch the world.
Hey, amen, brother. Please check us out on capitalhacking.com, all the social media threads. And yes, I know you've probably already sent this episode to one of your best friends. Thank you. We love you. Just go right into your iPhone, hit the plus symbol. We'll talk to you later. See you next week.
Share.